Good morning. Have you ever been contacted by someone claiming to be a debt collector, attempting to collect on behalf of someone else? Have you ever wondered if that person is really just a scam artist? Let's talk about that. My name is Benjamin Sanchez, and I'm an attorney in Houston, Texas. I represent consumers, tenants, and homeowners in everyday problems so to help them move forward. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Law. In my time practicing, I have had many people come to me and ask me what they should do if they receive a notice from someone that they don't recognize claiming to be a debt collector. Well, under federal law, there are three rights that you have, and especially if you don't know whether the debt is real or the debt collector is real. So let's talk about those three things. Under federal law, after the first communication, whether it's a phone call or an initial communication in writing, you can do three things. One, you can dispute in writing the validity of the debt. If you don't do that within 30 days, the debt collector can assume that the debt is valid. So, disputing the validity of the debt is one thing you can do. Two, you can ask for verification of the debt. In other words, you can dispute all or a portion of that debt and ask for verification. And if you do that within writing within 30 days, within 30 days, then the debt collector has to obtain a copy of the debt, the verification of the debt, or the judgment, and has to send you a copy of the debt or the judgment to you. The third thing you can do in writing within 30 days is that you can ask for the name and address of the original creditor if the debt collector is not collecting on behalf of the original creditor. So, how does this play out in everyday life? Let's say I have a Discover card and that card goes into default. What can Discover do? Discover can either try to collect that debt on its own, in which you will recognize the statements and the invoices that are sent to you. Discover can outsource that collection effort to a third party called a debt collector or a debt collection agency. That third party will then contact you. However, if you don't recognize that third party, then you have every right to dispute the validity of the debt, to ask for verification of the debt, and to ask who the creditor is. Now, most of the time, that information will already be included, but it's my advice that whenever you get something from a debt collector, you do those three things without fail. At the very least, you buy some time and you force the debt collector to come up with the information. Because a lot of times, these files that are transferred between creditor and debt collector electronically, usually with little to no paperwork. And if you exercise your rights in writing within 30 days, then you force the debt collector to do some work and to actually be upfront and honest about their debt collection efforts. Furthermore, the debt collector will know that you know your rights. Doesn't always make the debt collector nice, but at least the debt collector won't roll over you because you know your rights. The unusual thing comes in is when Discover decides to sell your account that's now old and in default, and after 6 months, they sell it to someone else. And then you don't recognize that debt collector or the new owner. And that's why that last right I told you about comes into play. Because if the account now is with some other owner, you have the right to ask for the name and address of the original creditor. Now, why would you do that? question, you want to verify that this debt went from Discover to this other company. The worst thing you could do is potentially pay a debt collector who ends up being a scam artist saying that they are collecting that debt, only to have Discover say, we never did that and you still owe us. So before you get involved in any payment plans or any arrangements, do those three things. Dispute the validity of the debt, ask for verification of the debt, and ask for the name and address of the original creditor. Now, obviously, if you don't want to do that or you're nervous about that, then an attorney can do that as well. And an attorney will do that in their initial letter of representation to the debt collector. I hope this has been helpful. This will help you figure out whether a debt collector is a scam artist or is truly collecting the debt. If you like this video, please follow, like, and share. Again, my name is Benjamin Sanchez, Coffee with Law, and I wish you a good day. Bye-bye.